Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing well. Man, I got heat for you today. Monique has made her arrival to Club Shay Shay. Guys, are you for this or what? I am, because you guys know Monique is about to unleash some heat on Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey, and I am here for it. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Yes, sir. Give your boy a thumbs up, guys. We're going to get this moving, man. We're going to get this moving. I've been waiting on this. Have you guys been waiting on this, man? Hit me up in the comments, guys. We're going to get this thing rolling, man. We're going to get it rolling. Let's get it popping.
You said, Monique, it was different because we had never seen that before. You said their names. Mm-hmm. Let me say this. I'm not the first one.
Right.
I'm not the first one, but we get washed away in history so easily that we start thinking, oh, this is the first one. Her name is Claudette Colvin. And she's not the first one, but she was before Rosa Parks. Mm-hmm. But because Claudette Colvin did not fit the picture that they thought she should look like, she was dark skinned and she had coarse hair. And because the organization, I believe it was the NAACP, mm-hmm. did not think she would be accepted by the white people. Mm-hmm. They had to get somebody that they said the white people could accept. We keep repeating the same thing because what I said is no different than what anyone else is saying. Not at all.
Right.
It was the messenger. And it was the way that I'm not putting my head down. I'm not shedding one tear. I'm not going to say, I don't want to say their name because I might get in trouble. I'm going to say all of it.
Right.
Because when you really think about that little girl coming behind you, what I don't ever want that baby to see is me broken. I don't want her to see me falling apart. And I understand it. I understand how it can happen, Shannon, when you may not have a foundation at home,
Correct.
When you may not have that man at home or that woman at home, whomever, that support person saying you're not crazy.
Right.
I got you. Come on. We're going to go through this. We're going to get through this. So for us, if we start taking things for what they are and get out of our emotions, we would be so far along.
I tell people that all the time, man. People make crazy decisions, man, off of their emotions. Man, to be honest, that's why our country is in the pickle that it's in right now, because they're letting these emotional people run the country. Am I right, guys? This is why we're so jacked up as we are. Let's get to it.
Do you believe punishment? Punishment is not only meant for the perpetrator, but it's also to deter others from said acts.
You see it.
Do you believe the punishment that was bestowed upon Monique was not only to punish you,
saw it,
but to deter others from saying what you said?
Well, Shannon, see, and I'm going to answer that. But sometimes we act like we don't know our history. See, back in the day when they had us in chains, mm-hmm. they would beat one real good.
Right. But in front of the others.
In front of the others, and they let everybody know what you don't want is that type of ass whooping.
Right.
So what they said was, we're going to beat Monique really good. We're going to sit her down. And I made it public. Financially, my family took a hit, Shannon. And when I tell you we took a hit,
right.
We took a hit.
Flames. Here we go again. This is how it is in the game, guys. Am I right or what? The go along, get along gang. This is how they beat you down in the movie and the music industry. This is how they do. It's either you go with their narrative or you're out the door. Let's get it.
So when you see our sister go through that, you see her go through, and we act like our eyes didn't see what it saw when we watched that promotion happen mm-hmm. with The Color Purple.
Right.
We wanted to act like we didn't see how Oprah Winfrey treated Taraji. In my humble opinion, when you saw her walk up, you saw that there was tension. You saw that there was something happening.
Right.
And then when you see Taraji write her a love letter, it's like, listen, we got to stand tall and stand strong on what we know. We know you were mistreated. We know it wasn't right. We know it was unfair. And then you turn around and say, oh, but Lady O handled it. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that because that allows Lady O to keep on doing what she's doing. And we're in a position of, I don't want to say nothing because we saw how Monique got whooped. Now, again, that's just my humble
Right.
opinion. But I don't know I don't know how else to frame that. It's like, listen, you better fix that because you saw what they did to her.
Mm-hmm.
You saw how they treated her.
Is it a situation, do you believe it's a situation that Oprah might have faced something similar that maybe wasn't as public as you? And she's looking at it, well, if I faced that, went through it and came out on the other side and look at me, it should be okay. Because sometimes we get that with parents. You know, I struggle. You say my kids should have to struggle sometimes also. Do you think that might be something going on with her? Or you just like, there's a disconnect?
There's a disconnect.
Okay.
There's a disconnect, and there's been a disconnect for years. There's a disconnect. And I think what happens is we place people on these pedestals and we say, oh, no, you can't do no wrong. We don't even want to hear it.
Right.
And when you hear cats say, you know what they do? They don't say anything and they act like it didn't happen. I'm going to keep talking until you take accountability.
Right.
Until you say, Uncle, I've done this. That's why it was so important. From Oprah Winfrey to Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels. Now, Lee Daniels was the only one I had to deal with. Did you see Lee Daniels apologize? He walked out on that stage. Not only did he apologize on stage, that man apologized to our children. That man apologized to our children and said, I need to apologize for what I put y'all through. He's the only one I had to deal with. However, it became a problem with Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry.
Because it's demonic when you can't take accountability today, man. It is demonic when you cannot take accountability today. Am I right, guys, huh? And then you wonder why your life, man, ends up in shambles and you just can't get it right, man. The things are just not going the way you want them to. It's because you haven't taken accountability because of the things that you've done to other people in your past. Make it make sense. Let's get it.
That I wouldn't do something and work for free. Now, when you say, well, maybe Oprah feels like she came through it, why can't you?
Right.
Well, there's a story with Oprah Winfrey when she was on the show, People Are Talking. Richard Sher was making $55,000. She was making $22,000. These are her words. It was her co-host. She said, I had to leave because they wasn't paying me fairly. Now you say a black woman who did nothing wrong, and you're in the midst of this situation because she called me, Tyler Perry called me, Lionsgate called. When you were on the phone with my husband, you said, I agree with Monique. I agree with the position she's taking.
But
when it came time to say it out loud, Oprah Winfrey went totally silent. Now, to Tyler Perry's credit, Tyler Perry called us up. Right? And he said, I can see the pain in you and I can hear it. And I want to let you know that I would never do nothing to hurt you. But the conversation kept going on. Only for Tyler Perry to admit he did start a rumor that I was difficult to work with. He lied. Only for Tyler Perry to admit I was wrong. And when my movie Boo come out, I'm going to say that. Right? Now, here's where when you did that interview with Kat, I could respect how you do it. Because Kat said, you let them people lie in your face. And your response was, Kat, I don't know if they're lying or not.
right.
Because I can only take them at their word.
At the word.
Right?
Yes.
Well, we sent you the audio of Tyler Perry. I don't want you to take me at my word. I want you to hear his words.
Oh, my goodness. Flames. Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow. Guys, is this nuts or what? I hope Monique released this audio tape. This would be so awesome. I would love to hear this. Monique, what's taking you so long, man, huh? What's taking you so long, man? We're living, I told y'all, 2024 is going to be an awesome year, man. A year of exposure. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Hit me up in the comments, guys. Hit me up in the comments. I will hit you back. Let's get it going.
And what did you hear that man saying? What did you hear that man saying?
He said it.
What did he say?
Monique, you know you're not supposed to be recording people.
Don't do that,
No,
Shannon.
no.
Don't do
No,
that,
no.
Shannon.
Let me back up.
Okay.
Everything we did was legal. And here's where a black woman really gets the kick in the ass.
Ooh.
Had I not recorded Tyler Perry, then it would have been my word against his. And then on top of that, it would have been, he's so powerful, we can't even pay no attention to that.
Right.
Well, now I have him on audio, which is legal to do where we live.
Right. In Georgia.
Okay? We have him on audio. And do you know what some people then said? Why would you record him? Just like you sat there and said, you know it's illegal to... But did you hear what the man said? I violated you.
Yeah.
I mistreated you.
Yeah.
Do you know, Shannon, that's cost my family tens of millions of dollars?
Yeah.
Over a lie and a rumor?
Is he gonna compensate you for that?
I want you to look in your camera.
Yes.
And I want you to talk to Tyler Perry because you heard what that man said. So ask him, will he compensate my family for that?
Tyler, will you come on Club Shay Shay and let's have a conversation about the fair compensation for what transpired between you and Monique? You can sit right here and she's sitting right here and you and I can have a conversation.
And I'm telling y'all right now, he's not going to do it. Am I right, guys? Y'all think the entertainment out here, man, is all peaches and roses, man, all you little normies. You think the entertainment industry is all peaches and roses, but it's really not. This is how it goes. The entertainment industry is demonic. And I guarantee you Tyler's going to get on here and he's going to shuffle. Am I right, guys? He's going to shuffle. For real. Let's go. Let's go.
And we'll do you one better. And give me 5 on that, baby. We'll do you one better, Shay. My husband and I'll sit right next to him. See, with this whole situation, and some of the people that Kat talked about, ironically, I have this issues with those same people. There were people that reached out to Tyler Perry on my behalf.
Okay.
And I was grateful for that. Okay. There was Al Sharpton, the Reverend Al Sharpton, civil rights leader.
Yeah.
I sent him that audio. He listened to it. He said, baby, what that man did to you was wrong and you're like my daughter. And we're going to have to get him to fix that.
Right.
We didn't hear from Al Sharpton for 6 months. The next time we saw Al Sharpton, he was on a podium talking about we don't need to fly commercial because we can fly Tyler Perry's private jet.
Oh, he bought and sold. Welcome to the game, guys. Welcome to the game. This is actually how it works in the game. It's about who's got the most money. Am I right, guys? Who's got the most money? I'm selling to the highest bidder. Yes, sir. Let's get it. Let's go.
I said, that's why maybe I'm not hearing back from him. Okay. Then we had our beautiful sister, Stephanie Mills.
Yes.
Okay. Who is, she don't play.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. I told her what happened, sent her the audio. Now, I don't know if she listened to that audio or not. But however, she called Tyler Perry. She said, Monique, Tyler Perry does not want to revisit this. Okay, fine.
Right.
While we're on the phone,
no accountability.
Tyler Perry calls her back and says, I will meet with Monique, but not with her husband. Now, you ready for this?
Yeah.
And then Monique has to apologize publicly to say Oprah and I had nothing to do with messing up her career.
But that'd be a lie.
Look in the goddamn camera.
I thought that was a stage the way you...
Look in the camera.
Yes.
Because you heard it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So when you hear what this man is saying. So I said, Stephanie, tell Tyler Perry, never will I meet with him without my husband. And I owe no apology, so I'm not going to give one. That goes away. Kevin Hart. Now, you know when Cat Williams said gatekeepers?
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, I do his podcast.
Yes.
And I want y'all to re-listen to the podcast so you can hear it for yourself.
And just back up a bit, man. Just back up. Man, look, that is such a feminine move that Tyler Perry pulled on her, knowing that he did her wrong. Make that make sense. Am I right, guys? He did her wrong. Tyler Perry did her wrong, and she actually has audio to prove it. And then he turns around and he tells her that she needs to apologize to him. Is that not a power trip out here, my peoples? Yes, sir. This is what happens when that money gets to you, man. This is what happens, man, when money gets to you, man. Power corrupts the human species. Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
When he first comes on, he says, you're like my mother. You're like my aunt. You're like my sister. Okay. Then we do the podcast. We speak about the Tyler Perry situation. Oprah Winfrey, he said, I don't really know Oprah, but I'm going to reach out to Tyler. I appreciate that. Kevin kept his word. He reached out to Tyler Perry. Kevin Hart called me back about maybe a week or so later. He said, Mo, I talked to Tyler. He said he don't want to revisit it. He said, but I tell you what, let's move past that, Mo. Let's just move past that and let's just do great things. So whatever
That's what Kevin said.
I want you to hear me, Kevin Hart. Let's move past that, Mo. Let's do some great things together. Don't even worry about it. Whatever y'all want to do, I will partner with you. I'll executive produce with you. You just let me know what you want to do. Now, let me say that before we go any further, because I want to make sure I give Kevin Hart his proper credit. When my family was up against the wall, Kevin Hart wrote us a check and said, here you go. We're forever grateful for that. When we were able to give it back, we said, brother, we appreciate you with some interest on top, because I don't ever want nobody to think, me and my husband. So I want to make sure I put that out there. That brother really helped us out when we needed to be helped out. Then when he came back with, I got you. I didn't ask Kevin Hart to do anything. He said, I'll executive produce. I'll partner with you. I said, good shit, Kevin, because we're in a deal with Endemol. And we're trying to get our talk show back. Mo, whatever it is, I got you. Now, Kevin Hart is one of the biggest entertainers right now in the world,
Correct.
right? And was then. We got off the phone with Kevin Hart. We called Endemol immediately and said, Kevin Hart said, whatever we want to do, he got us. He's going to partner, executive use. They was like, oh, this is incredible, because when you put Kevin Hart's name on it, you already know what it is.
Correct.
2 weeks go by. We get a call from Endemol. Endemol says, we just got a call from Kevin Hart's manager, Dave Becky. And Dave Becky said, Kevin doesn't want anything to do with Monique. So whatever she told y'all, he doesn't want to do anything with her, nothing. You know, he doesn't want any kind of relationship with Monique.
So what changed between the 2 weeks and plus he gave you a check, you gave the money back, then said he would partner with you, executive produce, whatever you need, Mo, hey, we got you. So what transpired, or what do you think transpired between then, that 2 week period?
Kevin got to talking to the higher ups. Kevin got to talking to the higher ups and realized that he was just a puppet, and they told him to stop dealing with her, and Kevin just skedaddled. What do you think, guys, huh? Man, this is old game. This is old game. This is all Hollywood is about anyway. I'm going to do this for you and then skedaddle. This is just how it works. They get the shuffling. They get the shuffling. Am I right, guys? Oh, man, I'm so used to this. Let's roll. Let's roll.
Well, soon as we got off the phone and they told us what Kevin's manager, David Becky, said, I called Kevin Hart immediately. I said, hey, baby, we just got off the phone with Endemol, and they said Dave Becky called them up and said, you don't want anything to do with me. He said, Mo, that's a miscommunication. I can tell you right now. I said, wait a minute. Are you okay, though, with this white man calling them up? Getting in between our relationship after something you said. He said, Mo, that's a miscommunication, and we're going to talk Tuesday. Don't worry about it. I'm telling you right now, it's a miscommunication. That was 2 years ago. If you talk to him, I talk to him.
What did I say, guys? Am I right or what? Yes, sir. Welcome to Hollywood. Welcome to Hollywood. Hit me up in the comments, guys. I will hit you back. Let's roll. Let's roll. Let's roll.
I've never talked back to Kevin Hart again.
Wow.
So that's what we're faced with. When you allow somebody to come in between a relationship with a woman that you said, I'm like your mother. You said, I'm like these things. I didn't ask you for that. So everything that baby was saying sitting here, everything he was saying was on the up and up, because when you hear people say, get the anger out your heart. Oh, man, no one's saying he's lying. No one ever said I was lying. It's so easy to discount and devalue because of what we look like.
Right.
However, when it comes to Tyler Perry, I will not allow you to discount or devalue, because that is your voice on that audio. Mm-hmm. Remember on Good Times when Penny's mother was whooping up on her and she had recorded it? Mm-hmm. That's you on tape. So how does it go from you saying you're going to give me an apology to now I owe you an apology?
But what do you want an apology for?
What could I possibly owe you an apology for when you've admitted? See, when Lee Daniels says to me, because Cookie from the show Empire, I was offered that role. Now Taraji tore it up, baby. Listen here. However, I was offered that. Then Felita called me back and say, baby girl, they said you're too difficult to work with. But you hear on the audio that a man told David Talbert I was difficult to work with. Do you see how that cost my family?
Yes.
And with no accountability? Because, oh, it's the great Tyler Perry? No, you've got to be accountable for that. Oprah Winfrey, you've got to be accountable for the things you've done with my family. You've got to be accountable for that.
Is there any relationship between you and Tyler and you and Oprah currently?
No. No.
But I thought there was an apology. I read I read somewhere that Oprah had issued you an apology and Tyler had issued an apology. That's not correct.
No.
The only person that's given you an apology.
You saw it. It's Lee Daniels. That's the only person. So we are in a place where
there's no accountability. Am I right, guys? That's where we are. We're in a place where there's no accountability. Man, pride comes before a haughty fall, man. That's what it's about. And I can't believe Tyler Perry is actually, this dude came from living in his car to one of the biggest things in the movie industry. And this is how you treat people, Tyler? Make it make sense. Guys, am I right or what, man? Wow, you would think someone that just came from living in their car to being one of the biggest icons in the movie game today, and this is how he would treat people. I don't get it. But then again, I do get it. I understand what happens. It's the power. It's the power and the money. It's the prestige. It's everything that comes with it, man. It's so easy for humanity to get locked up in it. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. Here we go. I ain't gonna preach. Let's go.
We're too afraid to call them for what it is. Mm-hmm. We're too afraid to say, if it looked like a duck and it quacked like a duck, what is it, Shannon? It's a duck.
Right. Yep.
So again, you see the struggle of the black woman as I'm sitting here talking to you, and you say, Mo, but why would you record him? But you heard the man violate me. The first thing wasn't, I can't believe that cat did that to you. It's, why would you do it? And we understand it.
Right.
Because we've been conditioned that way.
Because when you had to get somehow, because when you're telling people these are lies, nobody is believing Monique. So now, even though you have him record his voice, and that's him, and he's saying he made it up, now it's no longer, oh man, I can't believe he lied on Mo. Mo, why'd you record it? So now they put the onus back on you.
Where's the win? How do we win? How does a black woman win when you say, here he is right here? And I look to the community and say, how long do we allow us to keep being exploited, used up, taken advantage of, and because we think somebody can give us an opportunity?
But and see, that's the thing, guys. That's the thing out here, man, in the music game and the movie game. You got to stop waiting on people to give you opportunities. You have to make your own opportunities. Am I right, guys? Huh? You have to make your own opportunities out here, man, because you can't be relying on people out here to give you anything when it comes to the entertainment industry. This is how it works. Man, this is the same thing going on with Taraji P. Henson. It's the same thing that's going on with Monique right now. Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense. You have to be self-sufficient out here, man. As long as this girl's been in the game, she should have went ahead and started her own production company and made her own movies. Real talk. Let's go.
We just say, shh. I'm not going to say nothing. If we keep operating like that, Shannon, you're going to have a whole lot of us sitting right here in the same seat, almost telling the same story.
Why do you think Tyler is afraid to meet with you and your husband? Why does it need to be you one-on-one when he meet with other representatives and their client? What is it about you that he feels it needs to be just you and he? Does he think your husband is some kind of negative influence on you? He thinks the husband is saying things that Monique probably wouldn't say if I just had an opportunity to talk to her one-on-one. What do you think that is?
Let me say this. People better be glad my husband is by my side. Because there are people in Hollywood that know wherever you act up is where I show up. People know in Hollywood, baby, Shannon, and I don't say it with a badge of honor. It's just what it is. Well, I've had to say, who you think you talking to? And we're sitting there with the president of the studio or my patience level is not going to allow. I've been molested. I've been violated. So the moment I see you trying to do it, we're going to have to address it. My husband is nothing but a gentleman. And you know why people have a problem with my husband? Because he's right to it. There's no we're going to dance around the bush. He's right to it.
Right.
And people like Tyler Perry, people like Oprah Winfrey, they look at my husband and say, how dare you be so direct? How dare you not put your eyes down when you're talking to me?
It's that power trip. Am I right, guys? Power trip, man. Power trip. This is how it is when humans get into power. Julius Caesar. Come on, man. Let's roll. Let's roll.
How dare you do that? My husband is also my manager. Why would he want to exclude my management? It's like, Tyler, you should want my husband to be there. You may want him to be sitting right there so that way we can have a conversation that everyone can be heard. But I appreciate you, Shannon, because most people are too afraid. That's heard the tape. They're too afraid to say, no, I heard it, and this is what he said.
Wow.
I appreciate T.S. Madison because T.S. Madison was the first one to say, no, I heard what he said. So when folks were trying to jump on her, she not down for the black woman, listen, baby, y'all don't even understand the fights that sister be having when ain't nobody watching for the black woman.
Right.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you looking in that camera.
Right. Well, I mean, look, sometimes there are some black people, some, not all, some, that my grandfather used to say, Mo, is that if you're not careful, you'll become the very thing you despise the most in a person. Now, what do we despise most about Trump supporters, ex-President Trump, is that no matter what he says, no matter what he does, they give him an out. There's some people in our community, no matter what powerful black people say or do in our community, we'll give them an out.
And we can't.
And we become the very thing we despise the most. What we despise most about ex-President Trump supporters is that no matter what he does or says, it's okay.
Yes.
We can't do that.
We
You
can't.
can't.
But that's humanity. That's humanity. Am I right, guys? Anybody that's in power, that's how it is in humanity. The people just, they give up their rights for the highest bidder. Am I right, guys? Am I right, huh? It's all about power. If they see that you're powerful, that's it, man. They will bow to your will. It's the nature of humans, period. Let's go. Let's go.
We can't. If somebody's wrong, like you said, Mo, if somebody's wrong, we have to be man or woman enough to say they're wrong, regardless of what comes along with that.
They don't know. They don't understand what them saying, I'm sorry, will mean for them. See, when I read
Because that's not for you. And I'm sorry, it's
They
not for the
consider
person
that
that you
weak.
offended. It's for you. Because currently you're in hostage, your feelings, because you have to live with that.
You've got to
knowing
live with that.
what you've done.
So when you see a woman say, me turning 70, I'm so happy because I've never hurt anyone. Stop it. Stop it. Because there's a black woman that has been calling your name for over a decade that you seem to want to make go away. And I know I'm not the only one.
Would you sit, if Oprah called Mo today, would you sit down and have a conversation with her?
Let me tell you what I'll do if Oprah called me today, Shannon Sharp. We will sit down and have a conversation with Oprah Winfrey. We will sit down and have a conversation with Tyler Perry. We will sit down and have a conversation with the presidents of Lionsgate. We will sit down and have a conversation with anyone that is, I'm going to say brave enough to sit down and have a conversation. But what happens is within seconds, if Tyler Perry was to sit right here, you would say, man, I heard you. What you trying to tell me about this sister? Within seconds, Oprah Winfrey would know that people would say, hold up. See, when I speak about Oprah Winfrey, and let me be clear, I love that sister because she's our sister. She just got to come back across the street. We got the light on.
Ooh, that's huge. Am I right, guys? Whoa. Ooh, that's saying a whole lot about Oprah. That's saying a whole lot about Oprah. Wow. Damn. That's saying a whole lot. I don't want to unpack that one right now. Let's get to it.
When I speak about Oprah Winfrey, I speak about that woman because she's spoken about me. And when you begin to speak about me privately, I'm going to speak about you publicly. You've been unfair. You've been unjust. And you watched a black woman be thrown under the bus, and you said nothing. And here's what's interesting as well. My husband was saying to me, after I won the Oscar award, right? And she had the people come, to talk to the Oscar winners. And I go on the stage and I talk to the Oscar winners. Well, when we go to a commercial, the people in the audience, and I say this humbly, as my husband was telling me, he said, Mama, they wasn't screaming Oprah. They were screaming Monique.
Uh-oh.
Right?
Right.
So much so, I had to say, y'all gonna shut that shit up now. We get ready to go back on the air. We having fun, right? He said, but I watched Oprah.
Uh-oh.
He said, and I watched her almost turn in her seat like they screaming her name.
Uh-oh.
Now, some people will say, oh, Monique, you're reaching. Well, let me tell you what then happens. The movie The Butler, that movie was offered to me. Lee Daniels came out and said, I did offer Monique the Butler. But as he said to me, he said, Mo, at the time I didn't have no power and I didn't have no money. So when Oprah said she wanted it, so who played the lead role in The Butler? Oprah Winfrey. Lee Daniels was getting ready to do a biopic on Richard Pryor, and he offered me the grandmother. Who then calls Lee Daniels and says, I want to be the grandmother. So as you're looking at me, it's the same way I'm looking at that sister. And I'm saying, why don't we sit down and have a conversation? Because the way things could look, it may not be that way, but just the way things look, Oprah. Just the way you would have my family on your show, Oprah.
One might say, Mo, well, I mean, if they're looking for a black,
Big, go ahead and say it. Shannon, it's so careful with his words. He want to say fat black woman. If the role looking for a fat black woman, Mo, but he was like,
but I want to keep my podcast, Mo. Y'all ain't finna cancel me.
This why we
Shannon. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Hit me up in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let's roll. Let's roll.
love you, Uncle Shay Shay, because we want you to say it, a fat black woman. Now, me and Oprah fit the damn description, Shay. Fat black. Don't we fit it?
You do. But I'll be right back in the bed. I'll be your neighbor up there where you live at.
Listen here. So, are you lying?
No.
Now, I'm not going to have your big ass sitting here in the Hall of Fame and you scared to say shit.
Okay.
And I want to excuse myself for any of the babies that might be watching this, because I wasn't going to say no spicy things. But Shay Shay get me wrong now. Come on, Shay.
One might say, or people might say, well, Mo, I mean, the role calls for a heavyset black woman. You, Oprah, y'all fit the roles.
Yes.
How do we know that she wasn't offered the role at long and people think that she's better, more qualified than you?
It don't work like that, Shannon. You can't offer me. Once you say, I want you.
Right.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
But I don't have the money to fund a production.
Right.
I don't have the connections to go to the studio and say, listen, I want to do this movie. She does. So when Lee says, hey, baby, she got the money, go get it.
Get it.
But someone
It's a political move. It's a political move. Always a political move, man. Let's get it.
would just say,
Politics.
how is that working out like that? How is that happening like that? How is it that things that was offered to Monique, you seem to be playing? Now, I told Oprah about that. See, everything we're saying to you right now,
You was having a conversation
listen
with her.
here. I don't play the behind the back. I don't play the I'ma share it with Shannon. There's one thing I will share with you that I've not shared with anybody. But I don't play the behind the back and all of that. I say, listen, let me try to get to you first. Now, if you avoid me, okay. But I tried to be respectful. I tried to call you first. When she had my family on her show, I tried to call you first. I tried to talk to you privately, but then you became the great, mighty Oprah Winfrey, and you were too busy to talk. Well, now I'm going to talk about it. This woman has overstepped with me in so many ways that somebody would say, if we wasn't Monique and Oprah Winfrey in the entertainment business, and we was Monique and Oprah Winfrey that worked at Costco, I see you in the break room.
Ooh. Wow. Is that crazy or what, guys? Yes, sir. Straight from Baltimore. Straight from Baltimore, man. Straight from Baltimore. Monique is laying flames right now, man. 2024 is going to be an awesome year, guys. Let's go get it just a little bit more. Let's get it, guys. Let's go.
I see you at your cash register. Because she's overstepped.
Wow. So I don't know, Monique. This might be the term crossing of the Rubicon. We might be going too far. How do you, if you feel that way, because clearly if you feel this way, now
Yes.
I get why you feel this way. I don't know, like I said, I don't know this. I'm taking you at your word. Now, not the Tyler, because
Yes.
I've listened to the audio.
Yes.
I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about Oprah.
Yes.
I'm just taking you at your word.
Yes.
If you feel this way, is it possible she feels the exact same way about you?
How could she? How could she? What have I taken from Oprah? When did I have Oprah's mother and father on my show?
Uh-oh.
When did I have anybody come and speak about Oprah Winfrey on the Monique show? That's never happened. So how could she feel that?
Would you have done that?
Had her family on?
Yeah.
Let me tell you how we operate.
Uh-oh.
When we had the Monique show, there was a comedian on there. And he was trying to joke T.I.'s wife, Tiny. My husband walked out in the middle of his set. He said, cut. He said, brother, we don't do that here. We uplift our folks. We don't play that. So no, I would not have done that. When Oprah Winfrey had my family, and I'll tell y'all, and I'm looking around, baby, because there are people here.
Yes.
Okay.
And before she gets into it, guys, don't forget, guys, to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit your boy up in the comments. I will get at you. All right, let's make it happen. If you guys like this, hit me up in the comments. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling.
And I don't want to be rude to the people at Shay Shay's club. You got other people in the club, right? When Oprah Winfrey called me up and she said, I got a call from your brother. And this is after I won the Oscar award, right? And your brother wants to come on the show and he wants to apologize to you for molesting you. And he wants to tell other people how to look out for a predator.
Right.
I said, Oprah, I said, I don't want anything to do with that cat. I said, and then she said, well, if you want me to scratch the show, I will scratch it. I said, sis, don't scratch it because he could be a different person. And I don't want to get in the way if that cat is a different person. I just don't want no parts of it.
Right.
Okay? When I hung up that phone, Shannon, I was like, I appreciate that sister. Like, she didn't have to call me.
She didn't.
She didn't have to call me and say, I'm going to have your brother.
Right.
I start seeing commercials with my mother
Uh-oh.
and my father and my other brother who used to be my manager, who knew the fear that I had with the brother that was up on stage, right? We never talked about my mother being there.
She never told you that.
You know how you feel about your grandparents?
Yes, absolutely.
You know the honor and how you speak about them? Imagine you then seeing your granddaddy and your grandmama on a show and they're talking about somebody that violated you and that woman didn't tell you that they were going to be there. How would you feel?
Oh, man, I can only imagine. I can't even imagine. This is insane. Oprah, you are a dirty dog for this one, man. Am I right, guys? Am I right? I remember this whole situation, but we're going to keep letting Monique explain. Let's roll.
I would feel like you felt betrayed.
That is exactly how I felt and how I feel. And it's not, no, I understand it. But you betrayed me, sister. And I'm not the only one.
Because at the time when she called you, she said it was just your brother.
Just my brother. And when my mother was on that show, do you know what I had to deal with, Shannon?
What's that?
I would be in the store and I would have elderly women coming up to me and they would say, your mama ain't shit.
Oh, goodness.
Now, They wasn't lying, Shannon, okay? They wasn't lying, baby. Sometimes you got to let the truth be the goddamn truth. Sometimes you got to just go with it. But still, it's my mother.
It's your mom.
And I'm in here, because when I'm having to defend something. And I got that often with them telling me what my mother wasn't, because you did not tell me. Had Oprah Winfrey said, I'm going to have your mama, I'd have said, shut that shit down. I don't need nobody seeing my mama be greedy. I don't need the world seeing. Shut it down. Now, there's a white woman named Barbara Walters. Mm-hmm. They called her first. And she said, Monique, I told your family, I can't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to you. You just won that award. Like, why would I do that?
Yeah, you're here. Why would I bring something that I know that you don't want to talk about? You lived it. Why do I need to replay it again?
Ask her.
Oh my God, is Oprah a dirty dog or what, guys? Monique has fired off the man. She's firing off the rifles, man. For real.
Stop it! Don't shoot that little motherfucker no more!
Yeah, man. Thank you guys, man, so much, man. Thank you guys so much. Give yourselves another round of applause for coming into another episode of the DuJuan Elliott Podcast, man. Don't forget to hit your boy up in the comments. Thank you guys so much for loving my last episodes that I've been working on. Thank you guys so much for the love, man. My goodness, this is exciting. This is exciting, guys. I will see you on the flip side of part 2 of this. Hit me up in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you guys so much. All right. Peace.